Have you ever felt the weight of your freedom? The dizzying realization that you are entirely responsible for your choices and their consequences. Sartre argues that this is the fundamental condition of human existence. Let's explore how he arrives at this conclusion and what it means for our understanding of ourselves and the world. The concept of being. Sartre begins by examining the nature of being itself, being in itself. The non-conscious world of objects. Complete, self-contained, without the ability to change on its own. Has no potentiality or ability to be other than what it is. Being for itself. Human consciousness. Defined by what it is not always becoming, never fixed. Characterized by nothingness and the ability to negate. Sartre argues that human consciousness, being for itself, fundamentally differs from the world of objects, being in itself, because of its ability to negate and transcend what is given. Nothingness and negation. Sartre introduces the concept of nothingness as central to human existence. 1. Nothingness is not merely the absence of being but an active force in human consciousness. 2. Through negation, we create meaning and possibility in the world. 3. Examples. When we look for Pierre in a cafe, and he's not there, we experience his absence as a form of nothingness. When we imagine alternative possibilities, we negate the current reality. Sartre argues that this ability to introduce nothingness into the world defines human freedom. Freedom and responsibility. For Sartre, freedom is not just a feature of human existence, it is its very essence. 1. We are condemned to be free, there is no escaping our freedom. 2. Every situation, no matter how constrained, involves choice. 3. We are entirely responsible for our actions and their consequences. 4. Bad faith, the attempt to deny our freedom and responsibility. Examples of bad faith. 1. The waiter acts too much like a waiter. 2. The woman who pretends not to notice a man's advances. Sartre argues that recognizing and embracing our radical freedom is key to authentic existence. The look and being for others. Sartre explores how our relationships with others shape our existence. 1. The look, le regard. The experience of being seen by another person. 2. Being for others, how we exist in the eyes of other people. 3. Conflict is inherent in human relationships because the other's look threatens to objectify us. Key concepts. 1. Shame, the recognition that we are objects for others. 2. Love, an attempt to possess the other's freedom, which is ultimately impossible. 3. Sadism and masochism, failed attempts to resolve the subject-object tension. Sartre argues that relationships with others are essential but challenge our freedom. Existential Psychoanalysis. Sartre proposes a new approach to understanding human behavior. 1. Rejection of Freudian determinism in favor of radical freedom. 2. The fundamental project, each person's unique way of choosing their being. 3. Understanding a person requires grasping their fundamental project. Key ideas. 1. We are what we make of ourselves through our choices. 2. Our past actions don't determine our future but reveal our choices. 3. Authenticity comes from recognizing our freedom and taking responsibility for our choices. Sartre argues that this approach allows for a more comprehensive understanding of human behavior while preserving individual freedom. Ethics and authenticity. While Being and Nothingness is not primarily an ethical treatise, it has important ethical implications. 1. There are no universal moral values or divine commandments. 2. We must create our values through our choices. 3. Authenticity, living by our freedom and responsibility. 4. Bad faith, denying our freedom and responsibility. Sartre's ethics emphasizes 1. Taking responsibility for our choices and their consequences. 2. Recognizing the freedom of others. 3. Engaging in projects that affirm human freedom. He argues that this view may seem daunting, but it is the only path to authentic existence. Critique and legacy. Being and Nothingness has been both hugely influential and widely criticized. Critiques. 1. Overly individualistic, neglecting social and historical factors. 2. Too abstract and removed from everyday experience. 3. Potentially leads to moral relativism. Influence. 1. Laid the groundwork for existentialist thought. 2. Influenced fields beyond philosophy, including literature, psychology, and political theory. 3. Continues to shape discussions about freedom, responsibility, and the human condition. Despite its challenges, Sartre's work remains a cornerstone of existentialist philosophy and continues to provoke thought and debate. In conclusion, Being and Nothingness is a monumental work that challenges us to confront the nature of our existence. Key takeaways: human consciousness is defined by its ability to negate and transcend what is given. We are radically free and, therefore, entirely responsible for our choices. Our relationships with others are essential but fraught with conflict. Authenticity comes from recognizing and embracing our freedom and responsibility. There are no pre-existing values. We must create meaning through our choices. Sartre's work reminds us that while the burden of freedom can be heavy, it is also the source of our dignity and the foundation of our humanity. We can live more authentic and meaningful lives by facing our freedom and taking responsibility for our choices. Thank you for joining me in exploring Being and Nothingness. If you found this summary insightful, please like and subscribe for more in-depth book reviews. Remember, in Sartre's words, man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. Until next time, keep questioning, choosing, and creating yourself.